Welcome to New Mombasa. Bam! This is Firefight, and we need every able body we can get, even yours. You boys can thank me later. Right now, I got selling to do.
Welcome back to the Chaos Storm. Today, I just wanted to talk about Firefight. The beloved game mode has fallen out of relevance for the past few years. I mean, let's be honest, recently it's only become just a simple afterthought that you and your friends talk about. But not for me. No, I want to bring it back. I mean, we're still missing the third game mode that I swear we were promised from 343. So, today, I'm going to plead my case. I'm going to give you some perfectly good reasons why I believe Firefight can change Halo for the better. So without further ado, let's jump in feet first. First off, a little refresher. Firefight debuted as an alternative to traditional multiplayer in Halo 3 ODST. The mode, however, was hit with no shortage of criticism, as Halo's main calling card for a better part of almost a decade was multiplayer. The mode featured a small handful of maps and a repetitive yet addictive formula of wave sets and rounds. Though not as objectively good as the mode it was supposed to replace, many like me spend more than hundreds of hours on the many iterations of the franchise, probably trying to capitalize off the idea of waves of endless enemies idea that was quite popular during this time. I felt like the mode brought its own flavor to the scene. Halo's skull and difficulty modifiers are timeless, and in my opinion, creates endless potential. But look, I already know what you're thinking. Why are we even talking about Firefight in 2022? Why bring up this old mode that very few seem to care about, let alone one that if brought to Infinite could take away vital resources from a game that needs them? Well, don't worry, Trooper. The idea of dropping into Hell feet first doesn't sound that dumb, I promise. Now, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but we were supposed to get a mode that replaced Spartan Ops and Warzone, right? I remember rumblings and leaks about something like that to replace these a long time ago in the early days of Halo Infinite. And as of me making this video, I still don't have a clue, and I hope to God that mode isn't Last Spartan Standing. Be free to correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. My 5-minute Google search didn't do me any kind of good. But if I am right, we should be getting something that's not Forge or Last Spartan Standing, and I believe 1000% it should be Firefight. Look, in my opinion, Firefight was a genuinely fun and rewarding time with my friends. Even in these early days, staying up till 3 a.m. seeing how far we could go was so fun, especially on Legendary, as hunters or chieftains could turn Halo into a horror genre real fast. Using saved lives and weapons for bosses or tough rounds offered a layer of strategy. It wasn't always meaningless target practice if you didn't add difficulty. And in my opinion, that's the beauty. It offered more than one way to enjoy it. Whether it be a 10-minute run or a 1-hour lasso attempt, the idea was versatile, to be honest. The mode during the Bungie days was never about monetization. And even with its limited features, it never felt like a tacked-on mode to replace multiplayer. But, I was a kid. An argument could definitely be made about that, but looking back, it couldn't have brought more to the table in 2009. Remember, the original mode was in Halo 3 ODST after all. And in the fun year 2022, I'm willing to bet we could put it back on the map. Or at least make it not seem like a tacked on mode for Halo Infinite, at least. Look, it's no secret that Halo Infinite Sandbox probably has the most potential for any Halo title ever. It's obvious the Foundation 2 is as large as any other game that we've had in the past couple of years, but it's missing a lot of the house. And to be a title that could last 10 years, proper feedback can make it the best version of Firefight we can make it. But without further ado, here's a few of my ideas. First up, we need the experience to offer anywhere from 4 to 12 players at a time. The simple option to make a private and public Firefight mode is essential to game health in the long run. And in my honest opinion, games are the best where you can play with all of your buddies. And look, Halo 5, for better or worse, made it to where Warzone could support a large lobby of players. It may be a big ask for multiple levels of Firefight, but large-scale battles done tastefully can make the mode so much more enjoyable. And I do believe Halo now more than ever needs a casual mode that can support a bunch of AIs versus your friends. And extra bonus points go out if you can have different waves of Covenant and or Banished that attack you. And I shouldn't even be the person to speak on this. If they do end up adding Firefight in a crazy fever dream, the flood should most definitely come. I know I'm not the flood guy, but let's be honest here, that would be fucking amazing. I think if my knowledge is correct, they've already done some experiments in MCC. The groundwork is already there. Just add the flood, please. It'd be amazing. Side ran over. Infinite's campaign already has a boatload of enemies that feature unique weapons and abilities. Imagine adding a boss wave of banished hunters, or even the buttery voiced colony at the end, just like Halo 5. Combine that with the amazing art style that 343 have decided to nail, and we have a solid plan. Hell, even better, we can probably take Firefight and use it to tell the season story a little bit better. Not going to lie, I have no idea what's going on during the season, and that's probably because there's no gameplay aspect to connect the narrative. Imagine your Spartans dropping in and fighting off wave after wave after wave of Covenant, or Banished in this case. 12 Spartans armed against the odds of almost 100 enemies at a time sounds dope to me for a story. And now that I think about it, it does kind of remind me of Spartan Ops. If they do somehow bring Firefight back, if they do, it should be a mix of Spartan Ops and the new season narrative that they're trying to tell. Nailing the core of what we're trying to do here, though, is to make sure that you do it with your friends, because Last Spartan Standing is a solo mode. Doing it with your friends always makes every gaming experience 10 times better, trust me. But with that out of the way, we'll go on to my next point. And truth be told, we need difficulty. And what I mean by that is Halo has always been a game that relies on its difficulty to enhance the gameplay, and Firefight will need numerous levels. And let's be real here, we can't just do your typical easy, normal, heroic, or legendary. We're going to have to bring a more complicated level of difficulty, something that will most likely involve skulls. And remember, Halo 3 ODST came out in 2009, so we have plenty to innovate on. So I think unique stylized objectives would do some good. Adding things to accomplish like activating planetary defense generators, or even holding evacuation spots would spice it up and make you feel like you're playing a pivotal role on the fight on Zeta Halo. And even most definitely mixing in some non-paid cosmetics for all skulls on or something really challenging would be extra dope too. And last and certainly not least, but most definitely the most drug-induced idea would probably be a custom game / Forge hybrid. I think that would be amazing for the game. And honestly, if you made it this far, look, I get it. I know it sounds like a far-fetched pipe dream, but at Halo's current state, I mean, we can just throw shit at the wall and hope it sticks, right? Even with the limited resources, I think eventually anything in this game is possible. With that being said, I also think a custom 12-player Firefight map would take the game so far. I mean, the community are already making crazy stuff with Forge, and I believe all these suggestions could make it all come full circle. Whether it be playing some ranked for a few hours, getting some laughs in the custom games or Infection, and then ending the session with some Firefight, you're getting a full meal of content that hopefully by next year we will have a whole lot more of. But look, these are just crazy ideas. These are just crazy ideas that I came up with that I feel like could help Halo really become a greater game than what it is. I mean, kind of looking at what we have, I hope these aren't too completely far-fetched. But in reality, I think playing Firefight with your friends could turn the game into something so much more. I mean, we don't really have that much of a casual game to just hop on other than like Social Slayer or something like that. And campaign assets, I don't know if they're making a DLC or not. They should, but it'd be a great way to utilize some of those campaign assets and recycle them into something that could offer a whole lot more than just DLC content. But like I said, they're just crazy ideas, nothing, just trying to throw something at the wall and see if it sticks. What would be even better is if you throw some of your ideas in the comment section below. Maybe a random 343 employee will see it, steal your idea, and make Halo the best it's ever been. Maybe I'll win the lottery and retire. Who knows? Anyways, like and subscribe. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Technique out.
Next wave coming in. Get set, troopers. This is gonna get hot.